Hello and welcome back, fellow anime lovers, to MangaMuse. I am delighted to have you join us once again in the world of fanfiction and fantasy. This is the first part of What If Naruto Enters Family Guy. Special note, this fanfic is written in the masterpiece of KFB Anime 87 on FANFICTIONnet. Do check and support the author too. Now smash the like, share and subscribe button for more. Also press the bell icon so that you never miss such great parts. Thanks for the introduction. Now let's dive into the world. Quahog, Rhode Island. Finally, a young man with spiky blonde hair and whisker mark like birthmarks on his cheek sighed as he stepped off a plane before getting to get his bags and his pet. "Come on, girl," he said as he opened the crate containing his pet. Out walked a female dog on two legs as she stretched. "Did we have to fly here? Couldn't we have driven here?" the female dogs asked, speaking perfect English. "Sorry, Ellie, but driving would have taken a week. We both would have suffered cramped in a car for that long," Naruto told her apologetically to her. "Sigh? I suppose that's true. So where is this place you spoke of?" she asked her owner as she stretched her back out to remove some tension. 31 Spooner Street. Was talking to the owner online and asked to check it out before we finalized payment, Naruto said to his dog as they exited the airport. "Well, hopefully the room is worth it," Ellie told him. "Oh, I'm sure it'll be fine," Naruto waved it off with a smile as he hailed a cab for them to leave in. Later. "Well, this is the place," Naruto said as he looked at the house from outside. Not a bad house and yard," Ellie admitted. "Yeah, I figure if the place is bad, we can always find a hotel for a night or two till we get a place, but so far I'm loving this house," he admitted as visually it wasn't bad, and he knew that several rentals were available in Quahog, so it'd only be a matter of time till they found one. This was just their first stop. Naruto rang the doorbell and waited. Not long after the door was opened by a white male dog standing on two legs like Ellie, holding a martini glass. "Little early for one of those, isn't it?" Naruto asked the dog. "It's 5 o'clock somewhere." "No, but seriously, there's no alcohol in this. We're a bit low on clean glasses and I had to make do. This is just water." "But I digress. How can I help you?" the dog asked in perfect English. So you're intelligent like Ellie here, small world," Naruto said with a smile. Ellie looked at the dog with a calculating eye. "Hello," she greeted kindly. "Hey there, Brian Griffin. Now what can I help you two with?" he asked politely. "Oh, we're here about the room for rent," Naruto said with a smile. "The what?" Brian asked with a raised eyebrow. "The room for rent. I spoke with someone named Petergriffin online about a room at this address for rent," Naruto said confused. Brian sighed at this. "God damn it, Peter," he thought. "Follow me," he said out loud to Naruto and Ellie. The two followed the dog inside. "Ooh, this place is lovely," Ellie said, looking inside at the cozy living room. "Yes, a great first impression area," Naruto agreed. "Would you two mind waiting here while I get Lois and Peter?" Brian asked them as he didn't want to leave a bad impression, but knew Peter did something stupid again and Lois would need to fix this. "No problem," Naruto said as he sat down on the couch and took notice of a baby on the floor reading a giant book. "Oh, whatever inane drivel is going on, just ignore it, Stewie. You have other things to worry about," the baby said to himself, though Naruto and Ellie clearly heard him. "Wow, I'm surprised at your wording for a toddler," Naruto admitted, impressed. "The bloody hell? Usually only the dog understands me," Stewie said as he looked up from his book to look at Naruto. "I also understand you. I'm surprised more people don't hear you. You're surprisingly articulate for a baby," Ellie said in surprise. "Well, they don't, so I would appreciate your silence so my quest for world domination isn't upheaved," Stewie said as he closed the giant book and fully gave them his focus. "World domination?" the two questioned. "Blast, I shouldn't have said anything. Now you know too much," Stewie said as he pulled out what looked like a toy ray gun. "Are we being threatened by a baby?" Ellie asked. "You can talk like humans, is that much more crazy?" Naruto asked. "Touché," Ellie said. "Quit ignoring me, you insolent fools," Stewie said as he pointed the ray gun at them. "Stewie, we don't point, it's rude," a woman said as she came downstairs and took away his ray gun. She had red hair, a curvy body, E-cup melons, and a plump ass. She was also followed by a fat older man with short brown hair and glasses. This was Peter. "Damn you vile woman, unhand my weapon so I may vaporize these pests," Stewie shouted. "Oh, looks like someone is cranky. Time for a nap, I guess," the woman said as she picked up Stewie to bring him upstairs. "Curse you. You shall rue the day you crossed me. I shall end you once and for all, insolent woman," Stewie was shouting as the woman handed him to Brian. "Brian, can you take Stewie up while me and Peter handle this?" the woman asked the dog. "No problem, Lois, come on," Brian told Stewie as he brought him upstairs. "I swear vengeance," Stewie shouted. "Interesting family," Ellie said as Naruto silently nodded. "You looking to rent the room? You look about as old as Meg," Lois said as she observed Naruto. "Yeah, I came into some money from a previous bout and had been wanting to move to Rhode Island. Wanted to start back up my schooling as well," Naruto explained. "Where are your parents?" Lois asked. "Dead. I'm an orphan," Naruto said calmly. "How can you afford a dog then?" Peter asked. "Peter?" Lois yelled, finding this rude. "No, it's okay. I stopped school and did several odd jobs to provide for us while I worked on my boxing career," Naruto explained. "Had to make a few bets here and there as well," he admitted. "Well, if you're looking for a room, we have the attic, which is $400 a month, but you get 3 square meals a day," Lois said. "This include me?" Ellie asked curiously. "Of course," Lois said with a smile at the dog. "I think we can swing that," Naruto said with a smile as he had quite a bit of money from previous bets and could probably find some odd jobs to do in town if needed. "Actually, I have a question if you don't mind," Ellie asked Lois. "Why did you both decide to rent a room out? You all seem rather cozy and I can't imagine you'd want potential strangers intruding," Ellie asked as Naruto also looked curious. "Oh, I had no idea we were renting a room out. Apparently Peter decided to do this without consulting me," Lois admitted as she glared at Peter. "Oh, I apologize. Should we find a different place?" Naruto asked. No, you seem like a responsible young man and we do kinda need the money," Lois admitted. "Tell you what, as a show of good faith and kindness, after I take a look at the attic and I like what I see, I'd be willing to give you 2 months' worth of rent," Naruto said as he didn't want to impose on them and he had the money on him. Lois smiled at this. "You have a deal," she said as Naruto and her shook hands as she had no issues with him taking a look first. "Come on, Naruto, I'll show you the attic," Peter said, getting Naruto's name wrong. "It's Naruto," Naruto said as he followed. "Sorry, Narco," Peter said, still mispronouncing his name. "This guy is an idiot," Naruto thought as he hated it when his name was mispronounced. "Make it quick, we have a home welcoming to go to," Peter, Lois said. "Oh, another one," Peter groaned. "We just welcomed those mole people the other day." "Peter, those were actual moles," Lois deadpanned. "That's just what they want you to think, but I know better," he said as he led Naruto upstairs. "While they look at the attic, how about I make you something to eat?" Lois asked Ellie. "Oh, thank you. Would you like some help making it?" Ellie asked her. No, you can relax. I appreciate it though," Lois told her with a smile. Ellie smiled as she followed Lois into the kitchen with Naruto and Peter. "And here we are," Peter said, gesturing to the pull-out ladder up to the attic. Naruto went up and looked around the attic. "It's a good room, large, spacious, clean," Naruto said happily. "Yeah, and there's a bed, so we have a deal on the room?" Peter asked Naruto. "I think this'll be perfect," Naruto said as he looked around the attic before heading back downstairs with Peter so he could finalize the details with Lois. "Chris, you bastard!" a female voice shouted as she slammed open a room door and stepped out, fire burning in her eyes. "Give me back my diary," she yelled as she rushed towards her brother's room. However, she didn't notice Naruto and bumped into him due to her blindness from rage. "Oof," she muttered as she fell back on her butt after colliding with Naruto. "Oh, sorry, are you okay?" Naruto asked the girl as he held a hand up for her to take to help her up. "Whoa, holy hunk," the girl muttered, seeing the incredibly handsome and muscular teen before her. She quickly shook off her surprise and took his hand. "Thanks." "No problem, name's Naruto Uzumaki. I'll be living in the attic here for rent," Naruto told her. Huh, so mom actually went with dad's idea, Meg said silently, thanking her dad in her mind. I'm Meg Griffin, nice to meet you, she said as she tried to not ogle him outright. Naruto smiled at her in a friendly way. That's short for something, he asked as they went downstairs. Don't ask, Meg said with a flat tone. She did not want it to be known that her birth name is legally Megatron Griffin. Naruto and Meg entered the living room where they saw that everyone was there along with a teen boy with short blonde hair and a baseball cap. Okay, everyone, it's time to go to the new neighbor's house, Lois told them. Before looking at Naruto, oh, how'd you like the attic? She asked, curious. Looks good. I could use a few things, but I can go shopping later. I'll unpack and give the rent money after we meet these new neighbors, he said to the mother with a smile. You're coming with? Peter asked with a raised eyebrow. May as well, we are new neighbors here too, Ellie said. Cool, a talking dog, the teen boy said in awe at Ellie. Chris Bryan talks, Meg said with a roll of her eyes at her brother. He does, Chris asked with wide eyes. I just feel the love right now, Bryan rolled his own eyes as he stood next to Ellie. Oh, Chris, Lois sighed before shaking her head. Anyway, let's go, Lois told everyone. Across the street. Still can't believe the guy who moved here actually had the connections to move his old house into the vacant lot next to Cleveland's house, Lois said as it seemed bizarre. I think he may be some sort of alien then, or a clown. They got it made, Peter said aloud. How does he function? Naruto thought in shock at this man's stupidity. Actually, my dad is CIA, a young woman's voice said from behind the family. Ah, hello, Naruto greeted her, while the others were trying to calm their hearts from her sudden appearance. She had black hair that reached her shoulders. She was wearing a black tank top that showed off her DD cup melons and her belly and tight blue jeans that showed off her curvy figure and her toned ass. We figured we should introduce ourselves to you all and welcome you to the neighborhood, Naruto greeted the girl. The girl looked at Naruto and a quick blush formed on her face before it disappeared, and she sent a flirty smirk at him as she eyed him and liked what she saw. Naruto paused at this, but chuckled as he could tell when a woman was interested. After all, he did have a few trysts before moving here after some amazing bouts and celebrating at some clubs. Geez, don't do that. I haven't been this freaked out since I saw a midget suplex Ryan Reynolds, Peter said with a hand over his heart. Lois approached the girl and smiled as she held up a pot of food. Hello, we're here for the party, she said. Oh, okay, come on in, I'm Haley, she said as she opened the front door and let them inside. Oh, we're the only ones here, Lois said, surprised. No, the party is in the back, follow me, Haley said as she led them through the living room. Nice place, Naruto said as he looked around the living room. It was definitely cozy. Thanks, you'll want to tell my mother that, Haley said as she knew her mother designed the living room. They soon were led out to the backyard where there was a pool and people from the neighborhood mingling. Lucky bastard. I've been wanting to get a pool for so long, he heard Peter mumble. If you make friends, then you can use their pool, Peter. Now be nice, Lois said to her husband seriously. Oh, hello, a female voice said to the group, making them all turn. Naruto's jaw nearly dropped due to the sight before him. Before them was a blonde bombshell of a woman in a pink bikini top and a turquoise skirt holding a pitcher of lemonade and setting it on a table. She had E-cup melons, a model curvy body, and a plump ass. Hello, we're the Griffins, sorry we're late, Lois said with a smile. And I'm also a new neighbor here as well. Just moved here. Figured this would be a good way to introduce myself, Naruto said. Oh good, we have several teens here already besides Haley. I'm Francine Smith, the woman said, introducing themselves. Nice to meet you. I didn't know this would be a pool party, Lois said as she wished they had brought swimsuits. Oh, don't worry, we will be having get-togethers often if things go well today, Francine said with a smile at Lois. Go well? Ellie asked, confused. My dad is a paranoid moron, Haley said with a flat tone as she gestured to a man at a barbecue wearing a cooking apron. Haley, there's no need to be so truthful, Francine said with a sigh. Why does he look like Joe? Peter asked, looking at the man, and then seeing Joe wheel next to him in his wheelchair, confirming his thought. I don't see it, Chris said after looking for a minute. Okay, Haley, why don't you take the teens over to meet the other teens while I introduce Lois and her husband to your dad, Francine? Wear a helmet, Haley said as she led Naruto, Meg, and Chris towards a table where two teens were sitting. One was a teen boy slightly younger than them with brown hair and glasses who was staring at the other teen who was around Naruto and Haley's age. She had dark skin, long black hair with a white streak in it. She was wearing a green tube top that showed off her high DD cup melons and showed off her belly. She was also wearing tight-ass hugger jeans that showed off her thick juicy ass. The teen girl was looking at her phone, clearly ignoring the teen boy. Haley sighed at this. Steve, she's clearly not interested. Don't make me get the hose, she said to the teen boy. You're right, Steve sighed. He had been at this for an hour and nothing. You doing okay, Roberta? Haley asked the teen girl. Roberta looked up from her phone to look at Haley. I'm doing, she was saying before she spotted Naruto. Well, hello, Roberta said as he stood up and walked towards Naruto with a sway in her hips, ignoring everyone else at the moment as she was focused on Naruto. Lucky bastard, Steve muttered, jealous as all hell. When did you move in, cutie? Roberta asked Naruto as she was sure she had never seen him before. Literally 30 minutes ago, Naruto told her with a smile. He's renting a room at our house, Meg told her. Oh, you look our age. Shouldn't you be in high school? Haley asked curiously. I actually do need to sign up and resume my schooling. It's been a while since I've been to school, Naruto admitted. So what grade are you in? Roberta asked. Junior, what about all of you? Naruto asks. Same here, Roberta and Meg said. Freshman, Chris said, while Steve nodded, showing he was the same. Senior, Haley said with a nod, glad that for at least the next year she was in the same school as Naruto. Not only was he cute, but he seemed comparatively normal and calm. Hey, who wants to see my pet lobster? Peter could be heard yelling out loud. OF, Meg groaned, knowing this was going to be bad. Anything her father did usually went terrible. Stan looked at the lobster Peter brought out, and one look at its beard and turban made him pull out his gun. Terrorist lobster, he yelled. No Iraq lobster, Peter said as he pulled out a guitar and started to strum it. Like there's a difference, Stan yelled before he opened fire on the lobster, who danced away from the bullets. No Iraq lobster, come back, Peter yelled as Stan kept firing at the bearded lobster. Get down, Naruto yelled at Roberta before he tackled her to the ground, so she was on the ground like everyone else as Stan sent bullets everywhere in a frenzy of bullets. Damn it, Stan, Francine was heard yelling from behind an overturned table next to Lois. Hey, that fat enemy sympathizer brought a terrorist to my home, Stan yelled. You idiot, it's just a lobster, Haley yelled at her father. You all saw it. I had every right. Steve will back me up, right, son? Stan asked his son before he saw Steve holding his arm after having been hit by a bullet. Oh my God, Steve, Francine yelled as she ran to her son. The fuck, man? Naruto yelled from the ground at Stan while keeping Roberta down in case the lunatic started firing again. You okay? He asked Roberta, wanting to make sure she was all right. Oh, I'm more than okay, stud, Roberta said with a sexy smirk as she held Naruto close, almost burying his face in her cleavage. Bitch, Meg and Haley thought, seeing this, jealous. Naruto got free and chuckled a little as he helped Roberta up. Little forward, ain't you? He asked. Oh, I can be even more forward if you want, baby, Roberta told him with a sexy smirk, turning around and grinding her large ass against his crotch. Naruto smirked at this. I bet you can, he said with a flirty tone, not noticing Meg and Haley's eyes with murder burning in them. Roberta, we're leaving, a black man yelled near the entrance to the backyard. Damn it, Cleveland, Roberta growled as she scowled. Don't worry, I'll see you at school, Naruto said. Roberta smirked at this before she took a piece of paper out and wrote on it, text me later, stud, she said before she left, swaying her ass for Naruto. Naruto watched this and smirked as he liked what he saw before he pocketed her number. You did this, Stan yelled at Peter as he pointed his gun at him. But before Stan could do anything, Naruto punched him hard in the face, knocking him out with a right cross. Haley's eyes widened at this as she had never seen her dad get taken out like that ever. Never with a single punch. Punk beach, Naruto growled angrily at the unconscious man. You son of a beach, Peter yelled in a rage at Stan as he didn't realize the man was out. He grabbed a large glass bowl of hot soup intending to douse the man in the scalding liquid. Dad, calm down. Meg was cut off as Peter tripped and dumped the scalding liquid on her instead, as well as shattering the bowl on her. You effing moron, Naruto yelled at Peter as he had already solved the issue, but Peter let his rage take over. I'll call the hospital, Brian yelled as he took out his phone, seeing as Meg and Steve could use some medical attention. Oh my god, Meg, Lois shouted, going to check in on her daughter. Is every guy in this neighborhood an idiot? Naruto yelled. Hey, I'm not, a man in a red Hawaiian shirt. No, you're just a public nuisance, Brian grumbled as he finished calling an ambulance. F you, Brian, the man yelled, flipping the dog off having heard that. Can someone call the cops or something? Naruto asked, gesturing to the unconscious Stan. Already did, Joe said as he wheeled over, speaking into a police walkie-talkie. I'll take it from here, he told Naruto. Naruto nodded before he saw an ambulance arrive and paramedics walk over to Meg and Steve. Load them up, we need to get them into surgery immediately, a paramedic ordered his partner. The ambulance loaded them up quickly and drove off. At the hospital, Naruto sat in the lobby with Francine, Haley, Ellie, Brian, Lois, Stewie, and Chris. Peter didn't think it was necessary to come and instead went to find his lobster. Well, this was a good first day in this neighborhood, Ellie said sarcastically, sitting next to Brian. A doctor came out and approached the group. How are they? Naruto asked the doctor. Mr. Smith will be fine, but Miss Griffin will require plastic surgery to restore her skin due to the heat and scarring from the glass in her flesh. And it'll be quite expensive even with insurance, the doctor said. Absolutely, do whatever you need to do, Naruto said as he handed the doctor a stack of cash. I have some prize money from my last bout. Money isn't an issue, Naruto said seriously. The doctor nodded as he took the money. Bout? Brian asked with a raised eyebrow. Oh, I'm a boxer, not in the pro leagues yet, but I do pretty well, Naruto said as he realized he never mentioned it to any of them. So that's how you were able to knock out my dad, Haley said. Nah, he's just got a glass jaw. Second easiest knockout I've ever done, Naruto told her. Haley laughed at this, finding this funny. Haley, we're gonna go visit Steve, Francine said. Haley nodded at this and looked at Naruto and handed him a piece of paper. Call me, she said with a smile before she followed her mother. Naruto pocketed the paper before finding himself suddenly tackled into a hug. Thank you, Lois said with utter relief that Naruto was willing to give his own money to help her daughter, even if she was shocked that he could afford it. It's no problem, Mrs. Griffin. I'll just have to figure out a way to make some money a bit quicker, but it shouldn't take me too long, Naruto said as he was saving that for more rent, but if he got a boxing match quick enough, he could make some of it back. Lois nodded at this. I swear I'm gonna kill Peter, she grumbled to herself as they got ready to leave since Meg was going into surgery and they didn't need to stay overnight. The next day, Naruto groaned as he got up from his bed and stretched as he got up before stood up to get dressed. What's the plan for today? Ellie asked from her makeshift bed made from spare blankets with her eyes closed, knowing Naruto slept nude. Well, it's Saturday, and I don't start school until Monday, so I'll probably look around town for anything of interest and see about getting a match, Naruto said as he grabbed clothes to wear. Make sure it's a good one. Paying for Meg's surgery, cut your funds down by half, Ellie said. Naruto nodded since Ellie was his accountant. Before he could get clothes on, however, he heard the attic door open and footsteps heading up. Naruto, are you awake? Breakfast is ready. Lois walked up to wake him before stopping at seeing his nude state. Sorry. Breakfast is ready, Lois says before rushing out of the attic. Damn it, Naruto sighed as he got his pants on and made a note to set up a system for when he's occupied in his room. Hope there's no sausage for breakfast, Ellie said with a laugh before Naruto threw a pillow at her. Good thing you box better than you throw, she snarked with a smirk. Kitchen. Sorry we're late, Naruto said as he and Ellie entered the kitchen to see plates of sausage, eggs, and toast on the table. It's fine, you're still new to the house, Brian said as he drank some coffee while reading the paper. Geez, Lois, why are you so red? Peter asked. You get a sunburn again cause I'm not helping you with it like last time, Peter told her. Lois ignored him as she passed out sausages to the people at the table. Lois, what the hell? Why do I get a tiny sausage and Naruto gets a huge one? It has to be like a foot long. Peter complains after seeing the tiny sausage on his plate that was even smaller than a baby carrot. Oh, calm down, Peter. You get the small one as you are going on a diet and Naruto gets a big one because he is still a growing young man. Still growing, Lois says before muttering the last bit to herself with wide eyes. Brian raises an eyebrow hearing this and leans over to Ellie. Hey, does something seem odd to you, almost like something happened, he whispers. Yeah, Lois accidentally saw Naruto while he was changing and got an eyeful of his footlong, Ellie says, causing Brian's eyes to widen before he stifles a chuckle. Naruto sat down next to Stewie, who was tinkering with some device. What are you working on, little man? He asked. Just a simple mind control device, Stewie said nonchalantly. Huh, sounds boring. If I was gonna have someone do something, I would manipulate them. Make them think they had the choice, Naruto whispered to him. I dare say that's bloody brilliant. Make the moronic masses think they have a choice, that way no rebellion will come after me during my rule. Excellent idea, whispered one, keep this up, and I may just have you be my number 3 when I rule the world, Stewie said as he started to take apart the device so he could use the tech for other inventions. Who's number 2 inches? Naruto asked. Why, Rupert, of course, Stewie says, gesturing to his stuffed bear sitting next to him in his high chair. Naruto smiled at this before turning to the other people at the table. So what's the plan for everyone? He asked, turning to the rest of the family at the table. I'm gonna go out with Steve and show him around town, Chris said with a smile. That's wonderful, Chris, Lois said with a smile, glad Chris made friends with Steve. I'm gonna be heading to the library. I need some inspiration for my novel, Brian said. You write? Ellie asked curiously. I try to, Brian admitted as he was always suffering from writer's block. Well, I'm gonna pick up Meg and take her out to the mall. She probably needs a pick-me-up after her visit to the hospital, Lois said with a slight glare at Peter. Yeah, sure, just make sure you're back for tonight, Lois, Peter said, ignoring the glare. What's tonight? Naruto asked as he ate. It's my dad's retirement party tonight and the whole family is going, Peter said. You and Ellie are welcome to come if you want, Lois said. Don't come. Save yourselves, Brian whispered to Ellie. Sure, we will go, Naruto said with a smile at Lois, who blushed, still recalling earlier. Crap, Ellie grumbled at this, cursing her owner's kindness. Sorry, I tried, Brian told her quietly. Well then, since everyone has plans, I'm gonna hit the town and see if I can set up a boxing match for me to compete in, Naruto said. I think the mayor's office has information on where you can set that up, Brian said. And if not, I can always call Daddy. He likes sponsoring athletes, Lois said. Your dad? Ellie asked curiously. Carter Pewterschmidt, Brian said. This got a pause from both Naruto and Ellie since they recognized that name. Maybe I should have taken up his offer when he was in Japan, Naruto said to himself. Well, he said the offer was still open, Ellie said, remembering the man well. The only reason Naruto didn't agree was he wasn't ready to leave Japan. But now that he was in Rhode Island. I'll make the call after I come home with Meg, Lois said with a smile, glad to help. Naruto nodded, glad for the help as he finished his meal. Later, Naruto was walking through the city taking in all the sights and came upon City Hall. I may as well register as a citizen in this city while at it, he thought as he walked up the steps. As soon as he walked the steps, he was suddenly shoved aside as a small midget in a red jumpsuit bounced around. Get back here, Noid. You ruined my pizza. A man with gray hair and a blue suit yelled, chasing after the bouncing midget. Ha ha, irk. The midget choked out before Naruto grabbed him by his ears and held him up. Ah, thank you, citizen. Now I can finally do my promise from back in '89. Time to snap your neck, Noid, the man in the blue suit said. Ooh, okay, look, I'm here to register as a citizen of Quahog, Naruto said. Ah, a newcomer. Very well, for helping me, I will not only rush the paperwork for you. I'll give you special privileges, the man said. You're the mayor? Naruto asked curiously, as if he had that kind of power. Then he must be in the city's government. Indeed, Mayor Adam West. Mayor West said. Like the Batman guy? Naruto asked with a raised eyebrow. Who told you my alter ego? Was it Two-Face? The Riddler? Lenny from the coffee shop? The man asked in a panic. Okay, look, your secret is safe with me, Mr. West. Just make sure my paperwork goes through, Naruto said, figuring it was best to play along. Very well, citizen, give your info to my secretary, and it will be done by the end of the weekend, Mayor West said with a nod before grabbing the struggling Noid from Naruto's grip and brought him inside. Now you'll learn it was the Noid who should have avoided me, Mayor West said as he carried him into his office before the door closed. Naruto sweat dropped at this before he went to the secretary to give her his information. An hour later. Naruto left City Hall and not only had his paperwork taken care of, but also found out about the boxing scene in Quahog from the secretary. So after he met with Carter, he'd be able to schedule a fight quickly. Especially since Carter had investments in the boxing scene already. He felt his phone buzz, and when he looked he saw he had a message from Roberta. When he answered it, he saw there was an attachment. When he tapped on it, he saw Roberta taking a selfie in her room with her ass to the camera, and only wearing jean booty shorts that were wedged between her large cheeks. Naruto blushed a little at this and saw the message, I still owe you for the save stud, with a sexy wink emoji. Naruto quickly saved the picture and chuckled as he put the phone away as he walked home. Later. Naruto walked into the house using the front door and saw Ellie and Brian talking on the couch while Stewie was watching TV from the floor. Hey guys, Naruto greeted the people in the living room. Hey, Brian said with a smile at Naruto. Greetings, whiskered one, Stewie said from his seat on the floor. That didn't take you long, Ellie said, surprised he was back so soon. Yeah, I helped the mayor with something so he sped up my paperwork, Naruto explained. Was it the Noid? Brian asked with a flat tone. That a normal occurrence? Naruto asked with a raised eyebrow. Did he get caught? Brian asked. Yeah, Naruto said. Then it's not a normal occurrence anymore, Brian said. Before Naruto could respond, Lois came into the room. Hey Lois, how is Meg? Naruto asked. So good news, she was healed up. Unfortunately, Peter decided since you were paying to ask them to do some extra work on her, Lois said, as that was something their insurance covered. Oh geez, is Meg mad? Naruto asked. Hell no, Meg yelled as she came downstairs. She now had low E-cup melons, a plump ass, and a model curvy body. Play Van Halen, Drop Dead Legs. Drop Dead Legs, pretty smile, hurts my head, gets me wild. Where's that music coming from? Stewie asked, confused as no one turned on any music. Naruto looked at Meg as she came downstairs. Holy fucking shit, he thought in utter shock and awe as his jaw opened. Meg chuckled at this. Yeah, I was surprised too. Apparently fat-ass hired top-of-the-line surgeons, so I'm all natural. It just needed a push, so to speak, she said as she swayed over to Naruto. Thank God our insurance covered that aspect, Lois muttered as she still was unhappy Peter caused this crap in the first place. Peter then came in with Chris. Okay, everyone, we need to get dressed for my dad's retirement party. And who's this? He asked, pointing at Meg. That's your daughter, Lois said with a flat tone. Oh my God, Lois, I'm sorry, it was 20 years ago. I swear I didn't know. I didn't even know what rubber meant, Peter yelled in a panic. It's Meg, you moron, Naruto said as he pinched his nose. Meg? Holy crap, Chris said with a surprised look. Chris, burn all of Meg's old pictures when we get back from the retirement party, Peter said. Okay, Chris cheered happily at the prospect of burning things. Oh, and Naruto, Meg said, getting his attention before grabbing his face and shoving her tongue down his throat. Whoa, Brian said wide-eyed at the display. Already? Ellie asked, boredly thinking she should have expected this. After a few moments of this, Naruto pulled away from Meg. Are all women in this neighborhood so forward? He asked as he took some breaths. Can't let Roberta beat me, cutie. Meg said with a smile. Besides, that was just a small thank you for paying for this, she said, gesturing to her new body. Okay, you two go get dressed for this party, Lois said with a chuckle. Okay, Mom, Meg said as she walked up the stairs, swaying her hips for Naruto to watch. Ellie chuckled at the fact Naruto was watching Meg. So, which one you gonna go for? Huh? Naruto asked after he stopped watching. You have Meg, Roberta, and Haley after you, you loon, Ellie said with a chuckle at her owner. I'll need to think as I've literally only been in the city for a day, Naruto said. I have $50 that says you won't last a week before one of them makes you break, Ellie said holding up a $50 bill. Bet, Naruto said as he took the money. Can I get in on this? Brian asked holding up a 50 bill. Me too, Stewie said holding up a 50 inches. Where'd you get the money, little man? Naruto asked. What are you, a cop? Stewie asked. Just curious was all Naruto said. I was selling lemonade, Stewie answered after a few minutes. Yes, selling, Ellie said with a flat look at the toddler, knowing he quickly got bored and mugged a guy instead. At the party. Oh God, this is so boring, Ellie whispered to Brian as they sat at a big table. Once this is over, wanna go to a bar? Brian whispered back. Ellie smiled at this and nodded, done. First drinks are on me, Ellie said, as she really wanted to escape this endless borefest. Where's his dad? Naruto asked Lois as he wanted to know who raised the idiot he'd been dealing with the past few days. Out of my way, you heathens! An old man yelled as he approached them while pushing past people. That's him, Lois deadpanned with a scowl. Hey, Dad, Peter said with a smile as the old man sat down next to him. Peter, I see you're still a fat, stinking drunk, the man said. Well, he's not wrong, Naruto whispered to Meg, who stifled a laugh. Ah, Megan, you're looking like a harlot, just like your mother, the elderly man said. Love you too, Grandpa, Meg said boredly, not noticing Naruto ball his fists in anger. Who's the foreigner? Did your wife get a new, less lazy lover? The man asked Peter. The name is Naruto, sir, Naruto answered, trying to be polite. Francis, the old man said before getting a look at Naruto. Haven't I seen you before? He asked curiously. Are you familiar with boxing? Naruto asked. Ah, I know you now. You knocked out Kenny Combs in Japan in a single round. Francis said before he glared at Naruto. Let me guess you bet on Kenny? Naruto asked with a smug look. Gambling is a sin, boy. I don't indulge in it and have no respect for any who do. I don't like you because of your parading with harlots to the ring for that match, Francis said sternly. All boxers do that, Naruto said with a flat tone. Aye, and they're all gonna burn in hell. May as well ask Lois here to join you for it since she's a Protestant whore, Francis said as he was really getting to Naruto. This is gonna be a long-ass night, Naruto thought as luckily Meg and Lois were helping to calm him down. Lois very reluctantly, mind you. A few days later. Naruto was in his room getting ready for his first day of school when he heard a knock on his door to the attic. Not interested, you quack, Naruto yelled at the door as he put on his pants. The past few days since Francis moved into the basement, he had been harassing everyone. Especially Lois, Meg, Brian, Ellie, and Naruto. It's me, Naruto, Meg said from behind the door. Oh, thank God, Naruto said as he opened the attic door for her. If it was your grandfather again trying to put up a crucifix in here and burn my boxing coat, I'd have knocked him out, Naruto told her. Yeah, hopefully your first day of school will help distract you, Meg said. At this point, I'll take any distraction since I don't have a bout until the weekend, Naruto said, as with Lois's help Carter had set up his first boxing match in Quahog. Oh good, can I see your match? Meg asked with a smile. Yeah, sure, Carter gave me 3 tickets and I already gave 2 to Haley and Roberta. Naruto explained. Meg paused at this but smiled in thanks at this. I won't lose to them now that I'm stacked, she thought. Anyways, let's get going, Naruto said as he threw on a black leather jacket over his dark orange shirt and blue jeans. Hope you are okay with walking, Meg said as they both went downstairs. We could walk or, Naruto smirked as he and her opened the door to the front yard and saw a black convertible. Whoa, Meg said with a surprised look. Yay, your grandpa threw in a car as a bonus for signing with him. He said he had 13 of these things, Naruto said with a smile. Whoa, stud, is this yours? Roberta asked as her and Haley approached them. Not noticing Meg's new look as the car was far too distracting. He signed with my grandfather for his boxing matches. This was a signing bonus, Meg said smugly to Roberta. Whoa, Meg? Haley asked, surprised at the girl's new looks. Damn girl, you look great, Roberta said with a smile as she checked Meg out. Damn right I do, Meg said with a smirk. You two need a ride to school? Naruto asked as he got in the driver's seat while Meg got in the passenger's seat. Yeah, Roberta said. Thanks, Haley said with a smile as she got in the back seat with Roberta. Naruto started the car, and after he backed up out of the driveway he drove off. Wait until the student body sees the new guy roll up with 3 sexy beaches in his car, Roberta said with a smile. And wait till they see my new look, Meg said with a smirk, thinking of the reactions she'd get from the other kids. Oh, I definitely need to take you shopping, girl, Roberta said with a smile. Now that I'm hot, absolutely, Meg said. You can come to Haley, you need friends, don't you? Roberta asked. I hate malls, but maybe just this once, Haley said. Atta girl, Naruto said, as he knew from texting with Haley that she was an environmentalist, but he convinced her to give making friends here a chance instead of prejudging people. Soon the car pulled into the parking lot of the school, getting looks from students and teachers alike. What's good, everybody? We got a new foxy stud here rolling up with the 3 hottest bitches in this place, Roberta yelled at all of the onlookers. Did she seriously just do that? Naruto asked Meg and Haley. It's Roberta, so yeah, Meg said with a shrug, having been used to her friend's antics. Hey, I'm not complaining, I like a girl with spirit, Naruto said with a chuckle as he got out of the car along with Haley and Meg. Come on, stud, let's show off a bit, Roberta said as she put his arm around her shoulders. Don't hog him, Haley said as she and Meg took his free arm and placed it around their shoulders. Well around Haley's shoulders. Meg placed his draping arm in between her melons. Naruto chuckled at this as they walked into the high school together. Later, Naruto sat in his homeroom class next to Meg and Roberta, who took seats next to him while they waited for their teacher. The door opened and the principal came in. Students, I have some unfortunate news. You have a new teacher since your past one left under unforeseen circumstances. I heard she won the lottery, Roberta whispered to Meg. Which is why I'm here to introduce your new teacher. Please give a warm welcome to Mrs. Lana Lockhart, the principal said as a blonde woman in a red button-up shirt with the top button undone and black skirt entered. She had high F-cup melons, a curvy body, and a plump ass. Hello, students. I'm happy to be your new teacher and hope we can make this a pleasant year, Lana said with a smile at her students, ignoring the hearts in most of the male students' eyes. And some females. Meg frowned at the size of the new teacher's melons. Knew I should have asked for implants, she muttered, finding it annoying that there was someone with a bigger chest than her. I had the biggest rack in school for a whole weekend. She looked over to see Naruto's reaction, wanting to gauge how jealous she should be, but was surprised at the fact that Naruto barely reacted as he took out his school supplies. Now it seems we also have a new student here. Would you like to introduce yourself, Mr. Uzumaki? Mrs. Lockhart asked as she looked over the class roster. Naruto stood up and waved once before he sat down again, not wanting to stand out. Holy crap, it's Japan's Riptide! A student yelled out in shock, now recognizing Naruto. You're famous? Roberta asked curiously as Naruto sighed. Not really. I was on the independent boxing scene, but I've had a few televised matches. If anything, I'm minor celebrity status at best, Naruto said. Yes, but since you signed under Grandpa, you'll probably be famous after your first match here, Meg told him, making him pause at the thought. Okay, everyone, let's start today's class, Lana said with a smile as she decided to start today's class. After school. Ga school is as bad as I remember, Naruto said as him, Meg and Roberta walked out of the school. Well, I'm sure this school has some things that beat out your past school, Roberta said, trying to cheer him up. Well, they didn't have you, Meg and Haley, Naruto said with a chuckle. Keep that up, Foxy, and you may get me to open up these long legs for you, Roberta said breathily. Get in line, Meg said with a glare. Oh, relax, girl, I'm bi, so if you want to play too, I'm game, Roberta said with a sexy smirk at Meg. Holy shit, Meg said in surprise with wide eyes. Naruto laughed at this as Meg's reaction was pretty funny to him. So this is the new guy, a voice said as a blonde girl approached Naruto. Meg scowled at this while Roberta coughed into her hand, covering her, saying, bitch alert. I'm surprised someone so hot wasn't sent immediately my way, the girl said as she looked over Naruto. Naruto looked at the girl and shrugged. I have seen hotter, he said. The hell did you just say? The girl asked in shock. I said I have seen hotter, for example my 3 friends here, Naruto said, pointing out Meg, Roberta, and Haley who had just arrived. They're hotter than hellfire and sexier than most models. You on the other hand? You're just me to me, Naruto told her boredly. The girl looked absolutely horrified from what he just said. Okay, you 3, you wanted to go to the mall, right? Naruto asked his friends. Sure thing, Naruto. And see you around, Connie, Meg said with a smirk as her, Roberta, and Haley got into Naruto's car before he started it and drove off. Ha 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 ha. Did you see that skank's face? Priceless, Roberta cackled. I know, right? That was awesome, Meg said as she laughed. Naruto smiled at this, but noticed that Haley was silent. What's wrong? He asked her. Did you mean what you said about us? She asked. Yeah, why? Naruto asked, not seeing any reasoning to be silent when he told the truth. Haley smiled at this. No real reason, I just don't get a lot of compliments, she said. Then people are idiots and deserve a punch in the face. You're very sexy, Haley. Never let anyone tell you otherwise, Naruto told her. Yeah, girl, I would kill to have titties like yours, Roberta said. Roberta, I'm barely bigger than you, Haley said. Still bigger though, and Meg has us both beat there, Roberta said. And that teacher today? Makes me want to up these puppies in size, Roberta said. You're fine, as is Roberta. Hell, I kept that picture you sent me, Naruto told her. Ooh, you did get it. Hope it helped you release some tension, stud. She smirked. Naruto chuckled at this, while Meg and Haley looked at Roberta with curious looks. I sent him a sexy pic. Next one I'll send him will be sexier and with less clothing though, she said nonchalantly. This your way of saying you want to date? Naruto asked with a smile. It's my way of saying let's get down and dirty, stud, Roberta said with a husky tone. That's a yes, Meg said flatly as she rolled her eyes. You can join in, girl. I want to see those new tits of yours in full, Roberta told Meg. You're looking to have Naruto date both of you? Haley asked, surprised. You too if you want in, Roberta said unashamedly. Naruto, tell her to stop playing, Haley said. Actually, Mayor West made it legal for me to have a harem, so. Naruto said as he trailed off. Score, Roberta said with a smile at this information. And I may have heard Mom mutter what he was packing after she picked me up from the hospital, Meg admitted. Details now, Roberta said with a smile at Meg. She whispered at Roberta and Haley while they both leaned forward towards Meg. That's not bad, Roberta said with a smile. Yeah, he's got most guys beat, Haley said. Soft, Meg told them after they separated. Roberta and Haley both blushed at this. You do realize I'm next to you 3, right? Naruto asked as he parked in front of them all. And you do realize that now that we know we want you to just wreck us here, and now in this car, Roberta told him. As fun as that sounds, I would prefer getting Meg some new clothes since fat ass burned most of them, Naruto said. Wait, what? He said to burn my old pictures, Meg said confused as she didn't know that. Lois texted me in class. He thought he could use them for a campfire, Naruto told her as they got out of the car. Oh fine, we can shop. Maybe we can find something sexy for our man to rip off our bodies, Roberta said. Our man? Haley asked as they entered the mall. You're single and you clearly want in. Just accept it, babe, Roberta told her. Fine, but we're all equal, and don't call me babe, Haley said. I second that, though I may call you babe, Naruto said with a smile. No, I'm serious. No one call me babe, Haley told them all. Bad memories? Naruto asked with a raised eyebrow. Yeah, my ex called me that, Haley said with a scowl. I'm guessing he was an idiot or something, Roberta said. Think pothead with less brains than my dad, Haley said with a sigh. Was he that bad? Meg asked. He was stalking me before we moved here, drugged my mother at one point and brought her to a concert. And when we were together I lived in his stupid van and had to make money stripping, Haley said. Memo to me, I'm kicking him in the dig if I see him, Naruto muttered, which Haley smiled at. You can work a pole? Roberta asked Haley with a smirk. I was a very popular stripper, so yes, Haley said with a smirk of her own. Don't let Mr. Quagmire know that, Meg said with a shudder. Who? Naruto asked, seeing her shudder. He's one of my dad's friends and our next-door neighbor, Meg said as she was trying to calm herself down. What's bad about this guy? Naruto asked seriously, as that reaction could only mean something bad. He's a pervert, Meg said seriously. How bad? Naruto asked. He hit on me at the party where we met. Steve was one thing as he's in my age range, but this guy is at least 40 inches, Roberta said with a scowl. He also hit on me and my mom at the same time, Haley said. Remind me to prank him later, Naruto growled out. Awa, you're protective of your girl's stud? Roberta asked with a smile as she hugged Naruto's arm. Of course I am, Naruto said without hesitation as he and the girls entered the mall to shop. The three girls smiled at this before they dragged him towards a clothing store. Wednesday, 3 p.m., coffee shop. Naruto sighed in bliss as he parked in the lot for a local coffee shop. It had been 2 days since he had started school and things had been pretty normal. Well, except for Francis running his mouth and burning his boxing coat, infuriating him. But thankfully Carter sent him a new coat instead to wear to the ring. However, it had a caveat to it. He needed to find 2 attractive women to escort him to the ring that weren't high school girls or Lois. So after school, after dropping off Haley, Roberta, and Meg, he was looking for some women he may be able to talk into it. Especially with what Carter was offering for pay for whichever women he picked. He decided before he went hunting for women to offer the job to, that he should probably stop for some coffee. And so here he was, heading to one of the 5 coffee shops in the city. When he walked in, he saw the line was short, and as he walked to get in line, he saw the cashier accidentally drop a cup of coffee that slipped out of her hand, spilling all over the counter and floor. Oh, for F's sake, that's the 5th one this week, you retarded bimbo. A man with a manager's tag on his shirt yelled. I'm sorry, the woman stuttered as she was saddened by the yelling at her as well as the accident. Yeah, well, you're fired. I'm sick of you being a ditz. Having a nice rack isn't enough anymore. Not when you're costing me money, you stupid cunt, the manager roared. Naruto scowled at this as he approached the front of the line. Can I get an extra hot cup of black coffee? Naruto asked the manager, innocently acting like he wasn't listening in on this whole tirade. Yay, sure here, the manager said as he filled a cup with coffee and handed it to Naruto. Thanks, Naruto said before tossing it in the manager's face. Ag, the man yelled as he fell to the floor and held his face. You okay? Naruto asked the now former cashier, who he now got a better look at the woman. She had long blonde hair, she was tall, had a curvy yet skinny body, she also had DD cup melons, and a toned ass. Yeah, she stuttered out, shocked by what was happening before her. You looking for a job, miss? Naruto asked the woman as she came out from behind the counter. It's not another acting request, is it? I did 5 of those in a month and was on what they called a casting couch, the woman asked for clarity. Naruto paused at this, but shook his head. No, it's nothing like that. What's your name? He asked. Jillian Russell, the woman said with a smile. Oh God, it still burns. The manager was still screaming in agony. Let's go get something to eat, Jillian. I think I have a better job for you, Naruto said with a smile as he held out his hand to her. Okay, Jillian said with glee, not even questioning it. Naruto chuckled at this as he led her outside. I think it's finally stopped burning, the manager sighed in relief. Next day at school. Naruto walked into Miss Lockhart's class and took his seat next to Meg and Roberta. Hey stud, how goes the beach hunting? Roberta asked with a smirk. They are not bitches, and I found one, Naruto said with a roll of his eyes, but he smiled knowing Roberta didn't mean anything. Give it time, stud. I'm sure they'll be your bitches soon enough, Roberta said with a grin. Still say it should be me, Roberta, and Haley, Meg said with a pout. Your grandfather said to use non-high school women, meaning older women only, Naruto told her apologetically. Yay, but I have the outfit to show off now, sue me for wanting to flaunt what I have now, Meg said, gesturing to her new outfit that she got from the mall, which consisted of a red tube top and jean short shorts and white-heeled boots. Girl looks slutty, and I'm super proud, Roberta said, wiping away an imaginary tear. Have any guys tried something with her yet? Naruto asked. Nah, they all believe it's a trick or some shit. Or that it's not actually Meg, but some replacement. Roberta rolled her eyes. Give it times, it's only been a few days, Meg said with a smile as she tossed her hair, making some guys nearby faint. You want them to hit on you? I thought you were interested in Foxy here, Roberta asked, confused. Oh, I am. Sue me for wanting to show off a bit. I spent most of my life looking like shit, Meg said with a scowl. If you want to show off, you could flash Foxy those big all titties of yours, Roberta said with a smirk. That won't be necessary. If you want a date, then ask me, Meg, Naruto said with a smile. Tomorrow's Friday. Is that good? Meg asked. It's a date, Naruto said with a smile. I want Saturday, Roberta yelled. I can do that before my match. Is noon good since my match is at night? Naruto asked. That's fine, I only need a few hours, Roberta said with a smirk as she licked her lips. Down girl, Meg said with a chuckle at her friend's antics. All right, class, open your textbooks to page 27. And Naruto, I would like to speak with you after class, Miss Lockhart said as she entered the room. Yes, Miss Lockhart, Naruto said. If you bend her over the desk, please give me deets later, Roberta whispered to Naruto. Are you serious? Naruto and Meg asked, bewildered. Have you seen her? She's so hot, I have a chubby, Roberta whispered to the two. Naruto and Meg sighed at this as they opened their books. After class ended. After the class left, Naruto approached Miss Lockhart's desk. What did you need, Miss Lockhart? Naruto asked as he tried not to leer at the attractive teacher. I tried getting tickets to your boxing match as a way to support my student. Unfortunately, they sold out. I figured since you're on the card, maybe you may have a connection to let me purchase one, Lana asked as she really wanted to see the boxing match. Naruto thought about this for a moment before he had an idea. I think we can make a deal, he said. Mr. Uzumaki, I hope this isn't an attempt to seduce me, Lana said boredly, having been subjected to this time and again. Huh? No, Naruto said, waving his hands quickly. Lana raised an eyebrow at this. Look, I'll be honest. My sponsor said I need 2 incredibly attractive women to escort me to the ring before my match. I have one already, Naruto started to explain. Ah, and you need a second one, Lana said in realization. Well, you are attractive, Naruto said with a nervous chuckle, glad he didn't say what he first wanted to say, which was smoking effing hot. Lana smiled lightly at this. Indeed, very well, I'll do this for you. What attire do I need to wear? Lana asked, wanting to know how she needed to dress to escort him to the ring. My sponsor picked out outfits for the 2 women. I chose to go with my outfit. I honestly have no clue what they look like, as he's keeping it close to the vest, Naruto admitted. Very well, I need some extra income anyway, Mr. Uzumaki, Lana agreed. Divorce not go well? Naruto asked as he had heard some rumors about Lana's home situation. He tried to whore me out to someone named Quagmire to forgive a poker debt, Lana said venomously. Naruto scowled at this as he had heard a lot about Quagmire and was starting to wonder why he hadn't been locked up yet. Anyway, he has been stiffing me on his support payments, so I need the extra money, Lana admitted. Well, my sponsor pays well, so don't worry about it, Naruto said with a nod to his teacher. Perfect, Miss Lockhart smiled at her student as Naruto walked out to head to his next class. After school. Naruto decided that after school he was going to head to a local gym to get some weightlifting and other workouts before his fight on Saturday. Haley, Meg, and Roberta decided to come with him as well. For reasons. Why are you 3 coming with me again? Naruto asked as he parked the car. 'Cause you're ours, and we don't want some gym thought getting her claws in you, Haley said. Plus, we want to show off our figures to you, stud, and I want to see those muscles of yours, Roberta said with a smirk while Meg giggled. And Haley, and I also do not want to be home right now, Meg admitted. Naruto nodded as they got out of the car. Trouble at home? He asked. Haley, since he knew why Meg wanted out of the house. My dad got released from his jail cell, and I don't want to deal with his bullshit today, Haley admitted. How the hell did that moron get out so quick? Meg asked. CIA, remember, Haley said with an eye roll. Ah, so I'm guessing he knows about you with us? Meg asked. Nope, Haley said. I'm waiting because I want to make him feel utter pain and suffering when I reveal it. Haley told him. Ooh, you want daddy mad, huh? Roberta asked with a mischievous grin. Mad? No. Enraged and furious? Absolutely, Haley told them as they entered the gym. Okay girls, let's go get some F-me bods, Roberta said to Meg and Haley. We don't have 'em already, Meg whispered to Haley. You all do, but humor her, Naruto said with a chuckle as he went towards the bench press. Want a spotter stud? Roberta asked with a smirk. Down girl, we need to go get in our gym clothes, Meg said as she dragged Roberta off with Haley. It's always fun with those three, Naruto chuckled to himself as he watched them walk away. You want a spotter, man? A male voice made Naruto turn to look at. A gray-skinned alien in some sort of wig wearing a red tank top and black shorts. The name's Chris Deadlift, he greeted. Huh, you look more like a Roger to me, Naruto said with a knowing look. Why would you assume such a thing? Chris Deadlift asked worriedly. Because I've been by your house and have seen you arguing in the attic with a talking fish, Naruto deadpanned. Why have you been at my house? Are you a friend of Steve's? He asked. Well, I'm more Haley's friend, but I'm cool with Steve too. When he's not thinking with his dick, at least, Naruto deadpanned. Ah, Haley has a new boy toy, huh? Well, you're better than the hippie. Miss the drugs he got me, though. They were some good shit, Roger said. You looking to get weed? Naruto asked. Yes, weed. Definitely didn't get other stuff from him as well, Roger said with shifty eyes. Hey, you're funny, Naruto chuckled. Hey Naruto, how do you like our Roger? Haley asked confused. Why do I use the fake names when I'm just gonna be called by my real name? Roger sighed. Well, to be fair, Haley is smarter than most of the people in this town, Naruto said with a smile at Haley. Whatcha think, stud? Roberta asked as Naruto got a look at the three's gym outfits. Meg had on a pink tank top and black tight sweatpants. Roberta had on a neon green sports bra and matching shorts. And Haley had on a blue tank top and white yoga pants. Naruto smirked at his girls. I think you all look fantastic and I may have trouble concentrating on my workout now, he said. Ah, you're like that giggity guy, Roger asked. The who in the what guy? Naruto asked. That guy, Roger said, pointing at a guy with beak-hack hair wearing a white tank top and red shorts talking to a woman. Hey baby, wanna test those legs out on me? Heh heh, alright. The man was flirting with the woman before the woman slapped him in his face. Oh God, Meg groaned, seeing the man here. What? Naruto asked her. That's Quagmire, Roberta said with a scowl. That's him? I expected someone with actual game, Naruto said. And no, he's not like him, Roger, Haley said with a scowl at the disguised alien. Quagmire then spotted Meg and instantly was in front of her. Hey Meg, I heard your mom's genes finally kicked in. Wanna get your V-card punched? He asked with a wiggling eyebrow. Meg gained a disgusted look at this as she felt her skin crawl. Hey asshole, that's my girl you're talking to, Naruto said angrily as he got up from his weights. And who are you supposed to be? Quagmire asked. I'm the guy who's gonna kick your ass if you don't start walking, Naruto said with a glare. Faye, what about the chocolate one or the hippie one? Quagmire asked. Pow. Naruto fired an instant left hook into Quagmire's face, knocking the perverse man into a pile of free weight dumbbells. Damn, stud, you knocked him out with one punch, Roberta said in surprise. She was already gone before Naruto knocked out Stan at the party, so she was shocked at his strength. Thanks, babe, Naruto smirked before walking to the downed Quagmire. Now what did you learn? He asked the unconscious man condescendingly. But mommy, I don't want to eat bacon while bathing, Quagmire groaned with stars circling his head. The hell kind of childhood did you have? Naruto asked, bewildered. Oh, forget that moron, let's go get you ready for your match, Haley said as she grabbed Naruto's hand. Yeah, I'll deal with this idiot. I warned him about pulling that crap in my gym, Roger said. You own this place? Naruto asked, bewildered. Don't question it. He owns a lot of businesses, Haley said. Listen to her, Roger said before dragging Quagmire's unconscious body. Don't get friendly with him, he's patent zero for a lot of STDs, Meg said to Roger. Noted, Roger said as he did consider it. But he had some standards, thankfully. Okay, which of you sexy ladies is gonna spot me first? Naruto asked with a smile at his 3 girls as they all played rock, paper, scissors to determine who spotted him. The 4 worked out for the next 2 hours together, prepping Naruto for his bout on the weekend. The next day, Naruto was in his attic getting ready for his date with Meg. Remember, you owe me, Brian and Stewie $50 each, Ellie said with a smirk, recalling their bet. Noted, Naruto said as he put on his shirt. And don't worry, I made sure if you two go at it up here tonight, I won't be here, Ellie told him. Date with Brian? Naruto deadpanned. Yup, Ellie said with a smile. Good, I'll threaten him later, Naruto said. Have fun with that, Ellie said boredly. I will, Naruto said before seeing the pants he was gonna wear had a hole in them. Damn it, he said as he took them off. Wear the black jeans, Ellie said boredly to the boxer in his underwear before there was a knock at the attic door. It's open, Ellie said with a smirk. No, why? Naruto said, but it was too late since he was still in his underwear. Hey Naruto, just wanted to check on you before your, Lois said before stopping seeing him in his underwear before quickly walking back downstairs. Huh, that's twice she's done that now. You think she wants a piece of you too? Ellie asked. You had her come in knowing I wasn't fully dressed, Naruto pointed out. Yeah, 'cause it's funny, Ellie said with a snicker. No treat for you, Naruto told her. Fine, I can have my man spoil me, Ellie said with a shrug. Your man? Naruto raised an eyebrow. You have 3 women wanting to share you, so don't judge me, Ellie said. Fair enough, Naruto said as he got his clothes on. Later, Naruto and Meg were at the old drive-through movie lot watching a slasher movie on the screen. Can't believe this city has a drive-in, Naruto admitted, as while it was retro it seemed like such a bizarre thing for a modern city to have. Meg shrugged before she clicked a button on the convertible's dashboard, putting up the roof and making Naruto raise an eyebrow at his date. This movie sucks, so I was thinking maybe we could have our own fun, Meg said with a flirty smirk. I would have expected this from Roberta, Naruto said in a bit of surprise. I got tips from her, Meg admitted. Well, I'm not one to deny a woman what she wants, Naruto said with a smirk. Good, now let's see what Mom told me you're packing, Meg said as she grabbed at his covered crotch with her hand before pulling down the zipper and pulling off his trousers and underwear as she bent over for a closer look, causing his erect shaft to slightly slap her face as it stood tall. Oh my God, Meg said with shock written across her face. It was 9 inches in length and 3 inches thick. Yeah, I get that a lot though, usually I'm balls deep in a girl when they yell that, Naruto said with a chuckle. Oh, I'm not your first? Meg said a little disappointed. Nah, I lost it to some crazy Chinese woman named Gwen Ling, Naruto told her. Yeah, well, I'm gonna make you forget her lover, Meg purred before she grabbed his shaft and started to pump it in her hand. Oh damn, Naruto groaned at the feel of her soft hands on his shaft, jacking him off. God, it's so thick and hot, Meg moaned out. You're hotter, Naruto groaned out. Wanna feel something else that's hot? Meg asked before she kissed the head of his shaft with her lips and proceeded to engulf the head in her mouth. Oh damn, Naruto groaned in surprise as Meg started to deep-throat his shaft. I used to practice this on some hot dogs and carrots, Meg said as she stopped for a moment to say that before returning to her deep throat. Oh God, you're good at this, Naruto groaned as he placed his hand on the back of Meg's head. Meg said nothing as she sucked on his massive shaft in her throat and grabbed his large balls with her hand to fondle them. Come on, Naruto. Use me, Meg thought as she started to get wet from the taste of Naruto's shaft, but wanted him to use her mouth and face like a toy. Use your big melons too, Naruto groaned out as he looked at her melons barely contained in her tube top. Meg stopped her deep throat of him and looked at him challengingly. Make me, she smirked. Naruto growled as he grabbed her tube top and ripped it off, fully tearing it to shreds. Hey, I liked that, Meg said with a fake pout. I'll get you a new one after I F your fun bags, Naruto growled as he pulled Meg with him into the back seat and made her lay down on the back seat. Meg panted excitedly as Naruto got on top of her and placed his shaft in between her massive melons. Hold them in place, Naruto ordered her hotly. Meg nodded before she went to take her glasses off. And keep those on, I want to paint them white, Naruto growled at her. Of course, Daddy, Meg said as she squeezed her melons on his shaft, hoping it made him rougher on her by using that nickname. Never let it be said Meg post-surgery wasn't a freak in some circumstances at least. Naruto growled as he started to thrust his shaft in between her melons, groaning at how soft they were on his shaft. You like that, Daddy? Meg asked Naruto with a smirk as he pounded away at her melons. Yes, Naruto groaned out. You want to paint my new big melons white with your juice? Meg asked innocently. So bad, Naruto panted as he felt his balls throb. Then go for it, Daddy. I want to know what being your juice dumpster will feel like, Meg said with a sexy smirk. Egg, F, Naruto shouted as he fired his seed, covering Meg's melons and face with his hot seed, blinding her glasses in full white juice. Thank you, Daddy, Meg said happily as she licked at the juices on her face in a sexy show for him. Get those shorts off now, we're gonna throw a party, Naruto told her. Are you gonna spank me 'cause I'm naughty? Meg asked sassily with a smirk as she took off her shorts and panties, agonizingly slowly. Naruto growled as he spread her legs and got on top of her. You gonna do me or stare at it? Meg asked sassily some more, trying to play at his pride and ego to get a hard effing from him. No, I want to see your face when I break your virgin kitty in, Naruto said before slamming his shaft fully inside her in one thrust. Son of a beach, Meg screamed out as she felt her hymen break. Naruto pulled Meg into a rough kiss to silence her as she adjusted to his shaft. I want you to ram it in me, Meg said after a moment. But, Naruto was saying, but was cut off. Ram it, damn it, Meg yelled as she wrapped her legs around his waist so there was no escape. Naruto finally had enough. Fine, you want to act like a beach and order me around, then I'll make you my beach, Naruto growled as he slammed his shaft fully in and out of her tight kitty, rough and fast with every thrust making her scream with each one. The roughness of Naruto's thrusts started to make the car bounce up and down. How do you like it, beach? Naruto asked Meg, growling. Don't ever leave me, Meg panted out. Naruto paused at this before he pulled her into a kiss. Never, he growled as he started to thrust even harder into her. F yeah, Daddy, wreck me, ruin me, Meg moaned out from his harsh thrusts. It's coming, Meg, let me pull out, Naruto groaned. No, I'm on the pill, make me your juice dump. Fill me up, Daddy, Meg shouted in lust. Naruto shouted as he fired his seed into Meg, making her scream as she climaxed on his shaft, her juices spraying on the back seat of his car. Did I do good? Meg panted, taking a breath with each word. You were incredible, Meg, Naruto said as he planted a kiss on her forehead. Meg smiled at this. I can't wait to tell Roberta and Haley, she said happily as she snuggled into Naruto after the sex before moaning as she felt Naruto was still hard inside her. Let's head to a hotel room, I want to break you in some more, Naruto growled lustfully into her ear. Yes, Daddy. Would you like me to sug your shaft till we get there? Meg asked innocently. Damn straight, Naruto said as he and Meg got dressed and moved to the front of the car, barring Meg's ripped-apart shirt. I've got an extra shirt of mine under the seat. Put it on then, get to sugging, Naruto ordered her. Meg smiled as Naruto started his car and drove off. Meanwhile, unknown to them, Peter and Lois had followed them to the drive-in to spy on them. Mainly Lois, as Peter was well. Don't go in there, you idiot, Peter said to the screen as he ate popcorn and was fully watching the terrible slasher movie on the screen. Lois, meanwhile, was watching Naruto and Meg the whole time through some binoculars. F now, that's a real man. And that shaft. I thought it was big before but hard. Lois shuddered at what she had witnessed. So alright folks, that's all for today. Stay tuned for part 2. Do subscribe, like and share for more such videos. Also check out the story and author KFB Anime 87 on FANFICTIONnet. Press the bell icon to be notified first on release. See you in the next video, till then goodbye.